Hello, everybody. So we hit 8,000 subscribers, and that's crazy. And thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really don't know. You continue to come to this channel and to support this channel, and I continue to be amazed, astounded. I don't know what to say other than thank you. So thank you all so much. You really are making a difference in my life, and this is an incredible journey. It's been like 3 years to get to this point, and well, yeah, almost. It's about 3 years, and it was a lot of long effort and hours, and a lot that I put into this, hoping that it would pay off, and it was always a hope, and it's starting to, and it's so incredible. It really is so incredible, and I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. First of all, there are a few things I want to talk about this time, and there are a couple things I actually forgot to mention when we hit 7,000. We actually hit about 2 million views on the channel about the same time that we hit 7,000 subscribers. It was pretty close. And yeah, I forgot to mention that. I meant to mention that. But what's interesting too is that since then, with the extra 1,000 subscribers since then, going from 7,000 to 8,000, we also got an additional 300,000 views. So we're now like over 2.3 million views on the channel. And like that just really speaks to how fast this channel's growing right now. It's incredible. I mean, think about that. Like 2 million up to that point, and that's a lot. But another 300,000, that's almost a third of a million just in that period. So again, I'm astounded. I don't know what to say. But yeah, it's growing really fast, and it's incredible. It's amazing. Less good thing that I want to mention, though, just for you guys to be aware of, I've been having some issues with the notifications of the comments, and you know that I love to respond to you guys as much as possible. I always like to reply to the comments and give you guys a little feedback, my 2 cents, and just have a little chat with you guys. So you know that I like to respond to the comments most of the time, but I may not always be able to respond, or I might take a bit longer to respond at this point because, and this is not because I don't want to, this is because YouTube has apparently decided that I don't need to see every notification for every comment anymore. I've literally stopped getting some of the notifications. I'm still getting most of them at this point, but if it started now, it's possibly going to get worse. So and I'm not making this up. Like, I don't want you to think that I'm just trying to get away. And some of you may have noticed, like, I usually respond to most of your comments like almost right away if I'm available, or within a couple hours or something. But some of you may have noticed I'll respond to some of them quickly, and then some other ones I might take like 12 hours or a day or longer, because what's happening is I have the YouTube Creator Studio app on my phone, and I get most of the notifications, and that's how I respond so quickly most of the time to begin with. And that's why I still respond to like old comments on old videos and stuff like that, because I get notifications on my phone and I just respond to them right on there. If I'm not busy or not too busy, I try to do that like periodically throughout the day. Every day I'm looking at my phone and I'm responding to comments. But some of them are not coming. I'm not getting all those notifications on my phone, and so sometimes I log into the YouTube on the web, and then I'll find, hey, I didn't get a notification for this one, and so I'll respond to it on there. But that usually only shows me like individually posted comments. So even then, like, I don't even know if you guys may have responded to an existing comment thread on an old video, and I might never get that notification at this point. So I'm sorry. I wish I could continue to respond to every single comment. I like to. I enjoy it, actually. And so I don't want you to think that I'm avoiding doing that, but I'm literally may not even be seeing all of them ever at this point. Certainly, I think I'm still seeing most of them, especially the latest ones. I will definitely see eventually, because again, I do log on to the website occasionally, and like I go through and I check like just to see if I missed any recent new individual comment threads or anything. But yeah, it's becoming a bit of a problem. So I am sorry if I'm not able to respond to every single comment anymore. I'm still going to keep trying my best. But YouTube has decided that they don't want to tell me about all of them anymore. And I'm sure eventually, like with the channel growing so fast and getting, bigger and bigger, I was assuming there would be a time when I'm not able to anyway respond to every single comment, but I didn't think it was going to start to be a problem anywhere near this soon. So I just want you to know that I do want to respond to all your comments still, and it's not even a matter of not having the time at this point, but YouTube is just not telling me about all of them, so that sucks. I will continue to do my best and to respond to everyone that I see, and I will continue to, go through and even look for comments I may have missed. But I might miss some just because I'm literally not seeing them. So I apologize for that. It's not something that I did. It's YouTube's messing with me at this point. But anyway, I don't want to dwell on that too much. We have a lot of good news, and like there are so many amazing things going on with this channel right now. I think I told you guys in the last one that I thought March was going to be a little slower than February, because February there's that big update, and that's when things really exploded for the channel. Obviously we were growing before that, but we started growing so much faster, and you go look at my 5,000 subscriber video if you didn't see it, but like I was really astounded, and I'm still astounded. But March actually surprised me a bit too, because I figured it was going to be about like a quarter lower than February, but actually, yeah, I expect it to be lower, and it's actually, if anything, slightly higher. It matched and even exceeded February a little bit in terms of revenue, particularly. So, I expected, okay, I got this amazing month. I got some money, which is like, again, I'm not in it for the money, but I do need the money to do things and to live my life and to dedicate more time to the channel. So, I'm like, oh, I got this nice little boost, and I really appreciate that. But March actually got like a tiny bit more than that. So it's starting to really make a difference in my life, and it will make a difference for the channel. And one of the things was we went from 7,000 to 8,000 in just under 3 weeks. I was starting to think, okay, it might take a little bit longer than 3 weeks. I think it did take a little longer than 3 weeks to go from 6,000 to 7,000. This was a couple days less. It was like 19 days to go from 7,000 to 8,000. We hit 8,000 yesterday. It was a Monday. It was Easter Monday. And it was literally while I was uploading that video that I put up yesterday. I was uploading it, I was posting it to social media and stuff, and like that was actually when we hit 8,000, so that was kind of cool too. But yeah, there was a little bit of a boost over the Easter weekend, which is probably why it was a little quicker than 3 weeks, because 4-day weekend for some people, 3-day for most. We actually had about 70 subscribers each day over the last 4 days of the Easter weekend. So from Friday to Monday, there's about 70 subscribers each day, and it's like the graph's going and then it's like a little bit higher and then just like kind of flat because they give me graphs and stuff. So it's always, I'm always looking at that stuff just out of curiosity and just seeing how things are going. It's always neat to look at that stuff. But yeah, it surprised me a little bit, and we were a little bit quicker than I expected. So yeah, we're doing well here, and I always say we because this is about you guys. It's about all of you guys and girls and whoever you may be. It's about each and every one of you that comes and watches the videos and subscribes and all of that. I'm doing my best to make good content for you guys, and my time is still a little bit limited. So I mean, obviously, I don't do like advanced editing by any stretch still, speaking of things I need to deal with. I'm gonna get some proper editing software. I've already got my eye on a software package to do that. So I'll be able to do some of that, like slow down, speed up, and put some text in here and there and that kind of stuff. I've been using really basic open source software where I just like paste clips together. I just literally like stick clips together to make my videos. And like, yeah, I can cut, sections, and I can put different sections in different order, but that's about all I can do with it. And so it'll be neat to get a proper editing software package. I'll be doing that sometime soon. And to start playing around with it. It's going to take me a little while to learn it as well. As I said before, I'm kind of gearing up and focusing on trying to be prepared for the summer period, because summer is always big for YouTube. So you'll see a lot of these things actually starting to happen around the beginning of summer. Right now, with a little bit of the money coming in, as I mentioned, there are some things like I've been not struggling, but my budget's been constrained for a number of years now. In fact, my bank balances were starting to slowly go down and down a little bit, and down and down, and I had like a little bit of extra that I had kept in my accounts, for rainy day fund, so to speak. And that was starting to decrease, and it was literally, this started happening, the channel started doing well, and the money started coming in just as I was getting worried. I was really starting to get worried because those balances, we'd had some major expenses. Our dog Luca passed away, and we did everything we could to try to save her, and that was a really hard time. And my wife is ultimately, it was her dog, so she was ultimately paying for it, but I kind of fronted her the money to pay for all that, because yeah, so my accounts had been drained basically, and it's just like at that point where you guys came to my rescue, you really did. And so right now I'm just trying to build my accounts back up a little bit, and also trying to do some things that I've been putting off because my finances were so constrained. And I talked about getting a new set of tires. I literally need a new set of tires for the summer. My old ones, I had them 13 years or something, and they finally just went, and I needed a new set of tires, and I still need them. Actually, I still have my winter tires on. As Canada, it's still cold here actually. So yeah, I'll be using some of that money to get those tires. I spent $4 to get some new laces for my winter boots. Again, Canada, I'm still wearing my winter boots. My laces were breaking, and I was literally trying to cut corners to the extent that I was just tying the tiny little, I was literally just tying them lower because there was less lace to tie them with. It was $4 and I was just cutting corners. And yeah, I just spent about 80 to $90 to get those laces, and also to get some new wipers for my car. I was putting off getting wipers to clean the windshield and that was getting desperate too. I was putting it off originally. I was just kind of putting it off because I didn't want to spend anything. I didn't have to. And but they were falling apart. It's the end of the winter. They were old. They're falling apart because of age, and also because they tend to get stuck to the ice and stuff a little bit if I'm not careful, and also because they're old, they get stuck more. Anyway, I'm dwelling on strange things, but yeah, I went out and I got some new, a whole set of new wipers for the front and the back. It's a hatchback. It has one on the back. And I needed to replace them all, so I got some nice ones that work really well and hopefully will last a long time. And I was able to do that because of all of you. So that's what all that rambling is about, just to let you know. And another thing that I wanted to do, I have a wife, I have 2 kids, and for a few years, since we moved in together and everything, and then we got married, my parents were teachers. And so they did a lot of cultural things, and they would take me camping and stuff, nothing too fancy, but they used to take me to cultural things like musicals and stuff. It's a little weird for a straight guy to enjoy musicals maybe, but that was sort of something that enriched my life when I was young, and it's something I wanted to do for my kids. And especially they are girls, and they're getting to a certain age. The older one just became a teenager recently, and And that's about the right age as far as I'm concerned for, fantastical, artistic and stories and things like that. So I had gone to see the Phantom of the Opera when I was a kid, and it made a difference in my life. It enriched my experience and broadened my horizons. I was from a small town. We came to the big city, and we watched this musical, and it's like, there's stuff like that out there. And so yeah, I just so happens Phantom of the Opera is in Toronto, so we're going to see it, and that's thanks to you too. I bought a set of tickets, and it's thanks to you all that I was able to do that. That I can do something nice like that for my kids, and I really want you to know how much I appreciate that. And yeah. Before I get too sentimental and stuff, but you're really making a difference in my life, and I want you to know that I appreciate that. Anyway, channel is also, that's obviously where my focus really is and needs to be, because I want this to be better. I want it to be better for all of you, because you all deserve that for everything that you're doing for me too. So as I say, I'm going to be getting that new editing software. I'm looking for an artist because I need to obviously improve the artwork for my channel, and I've talked about this a lot in a couple of the last vlogs as well. That I need to find a new artist, but I don't know where to find a good artist. There are lots of artists out there. I need to find a good artist who can do a new logo for the channel and new artwork for the channel, for Twitter, for Facebook, all that stuff. So I want to find a good artist. If you guys have any tips, if you can point me in the direction of a good artist, that would help. That would be wonderful. If you happen to know anybody, don't worry about it. I'm resourceful. I can find somebody, but if you happen to know somebody, do let me know. Also, I'm interested in knowing if there are any other games that you all want to see me play, or that you want to see me play with my friends, or whatever, or any other types of videos that you all want to see. Obviously, I'm trying to do the stuff that I know you all like, and that's useful and helpful. The guides for Terraria, they're going to keep coming. I've been developing a huge list of ideas for guides, actually, and once in a while I get to the point I'm like, how long can I keep coming up with topics to cover the same game? But actually right now I'm not worried at all. I have a huge list, and some of that's thanks to all of you as well. I've had a number of suggestions recently. In fact, some of the recent videos were based on suggestions. I have done a few videos that were based on suggestions that some people had asked for a video on a particular topic. I have a bunch more that people have suggested. A few more topics, so those will be coming. I'm planning on doing them, all the ones that make sense anyway. So yeah, if ideas make sense, I'll do them. I'll do those videos. And so I have a big long list of ideas. I have an even bigger list of ideas that I've come up with myself, like whole new series, or whole new branches of topics. So yeah, I actually have lots of ideas for Terraria guides. But anything else that you want to see, any other ideas, Terraria guides as well, certainly anything you want to see, anything. If it's, games and stuff, or even not games, I even have ideas for additional channels I might make someday. I'm not planning on doing that anytime too soon, but, I might make more channels sometime, but, yeah, we want to grow this thing. I want to do this for you guys. I want to do everything that I'm able to do to make good content that you will all want to watch, and to make this channel the best it can be. So I've got a lot of areas that I can improve. I've got a lot of ideas for how I can improve, but if you have ideas, I want to hear those too. And yeah, the way things are going right now, I might actually be able to, bring one of my friends on board. I'm thinking maybe next year. Maybe this time next year, I might be able to bring one of my friends on board, which means we can do, double the stuff maybe. I don't know if we'll do double the videos, but obviously doing more advanced editing is going to take more time. That's why I haven't done it up to now. I have a very busy family life. I have a job still. And yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to keep that job for the foreseeable future, but I'm also going to try to do more and better videos at the same time. I'm going to start splitting my time, allocating more of that time to YouTube. Um, yeah, we got places we can go with this, and yeah, I've got some things I plan to do to get started on that, but this is going to be a long journey, and I'm enjoying it, and that's the wonderful thing about it, that like, and I even figured out how I'm going to split my time between my work and YouTube, basically because my motivation for work fades a lot more quickly than my motivation for YouTube. I'm far more motivated to do this for all of you because this is something I enjoy, and it's really cool hearing from all of you and hearing that you enjoy it and just getting feedback and comments and stuff. It's fun. It's really fun, and I enjoy it. I love it. So I'm not just going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep doing better. And I'm going to find ways to do better. So I've got a few ways to begin with. Change is hard. It takes a while. Things don't happen overnight. But yeah, I have a few things I plan to do in the short term. I have a lot of other things I want to do in the longer term, and we're going to keep working at it. And I want to bring my friends on board if I can. I want to, one thing that came to mind too, like, speaking of playing more games and stuff, like Far Cry 5 came out, and I was tempted. I was really tempted. It's a pretty expensive game. And as I say, I have some other things that I've needed to do in my personal life and otherwise. So I didn't run out and buy Far Cry 5. But yeah, and speaking of which, some games... I actually enjoyed playing The Division. It's a good game, another Ubisoft game. But I'm thinking I might need to get like an Elgato or something, because The Division, with the method of recording that I use with the built-in graphics card, and OBS is what I use, the graphics card's own built-in encoding and stuff. When I was playing The Division, it was crashing all the time, and like the game was notorious for that when it first came out, but it turns out with recording that also caused it to crash more. And so there are some games that I have issues recording, and that's where I may need to get something like an Elgato card to do some of the capturing, at least for some of the games. So again, that's another thing I can invest some of this money that's coming in. Get one of those, and that'll enable me to record some of the videos and some of the games that I may not have been able to do otherwise. And also, I can put money towards games. So I didn't do that yet because I was afraid I might have those same issues. But I'll be in a position, the way things are going, to like buy games even when they come out, if it's something that that I think, or that I know that you might be interested in seeing. I can play new games, and I can even, maybe even get copies for my friends if it makes sense to do that. Like, I think Far Cry 5 co-op would be cool. I haven't actually played. It's funny, I own the first 3 games. I've never played them. I've wanted to, but again, my life is very busy. I don't have a lot of time. I have tons of games I haven't even played, but they're all mostly older games, so I don't dig those out too often. That is one of my plans for the summer, is to like play one new game each week and just post it. Again, something I used to do, but I stopped doing. But the channel's big enough now that, some of you might enjoy seeing that. And I have a lot of like indie games and stuff. Like, they're not big name things that are necessarily going to attract all kinds of attention. I'm not doing it just for attention. I'm doing it because I enjoy games. I love games. And so I want to show you some of the things that you might not otherwise see too. And I also want to play them myself. So I do plan to do that probably over the summer. I'll just do like one quick little gameplay video trying a new game each week or something like that. And that'll be one of my videos for the week. I've been planning out like what I'm going to do, what days I'm going to do what, and that kind of stuff. I've been thinking a lot about it, and yeah, I just want you all to know that I do have a lot of ideas and a lot of things that I plan to do, and even if you're not seeing them much yet, I am absolutely planning and intending to do that, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Let's just say that. So, yeah, a couple months you'll start to see that kind of stuff because I have to get some things I have to buy some things, I have to get some things in order. And just get it all figured out. And also, I still have some stuff I need to do for my job first, but I'm almost done actually. I've been talking a few times about like the big project for my business that I've been working on and working on and working on. I'm thinking I'm going to release that in the next week or two. It's going to be done. And there's always going to be more stuff for my business as well, but this is the one that I've been like, I need to get this done, and then after that I don't have to worry so much about the business part, and that'll give me a little more time for the YouTube stuff. So I'm just about there. I'm literally just finishing that up now, and so yeah, that's going to give me some time to get started on this stuff too, and that's also why I haven't yet. But yeah, within the next couple months you should start to see some of this stuff happening. When summer comes, I plan on doing, I think, 5 videos a week. And a lot of them are just going to be pre-recorded stuff, like the stuff you've been seeing on Fridays. A lot of that we recorded months ago, honestly, and I just cut it into clips. I do some editing, try to take out the really boring or the totally unnecessary sections, and make it a little more interesting just by cutting the actual stuff you would actually want to see. But it's pretty basic editing, and well, it depends on the game and the content, but yeah, that's why you still see LAN party stuff. We had the LAN party back in September, and I'm still releasing LAN party videos. And you know what? I'm going to be releasing it for a long time to come. We recorded so much stuff. And also like the Rust stuff, we did that like a month later in October. That's still the stuff we recorded in October. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I cut that stuff up into clips and I release it, because right now that's all I've really had the time to do. And even when I'm able to devote more time to YouTube after this project's done, and after, I'm always dealing with personal stuff as well. Like, I'm basically going to have afternoons to do videos, and most of that's going to be editing. So a lot of the stuff, even over the summer, even if I'm doing 5 videos a week, I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of it is recorded already. Or, we record, sometimes if I can find some time on a weekend, I record a bunch of stuff with my friends. That's why I have a bunch of PUBG, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. I have a bunch of that ready to be edited. We did that like a month ago, or not even a month ago, probably. I have a bunch more of that to release as well. So it's like the occasional weekend I find some time to play with my friends, and that's where that stuff comes from. It's actually really rare that I have time to sit and play. But I think that's something that can become more and more of a priority, and that I can devote more and more time to the bigger this channel gets. A lot of my afternoons are just gonna be like editing and stuff, but that's why I say I'll be doing like 1 gameplay a week where I'm just gonna sit down and play a game for a little while and try something new and put it up for you. That's one that I can record, and that's relatively easy because I just load up a game and play for a bit and see what happens. And you can go back. I have an old series where I did that, and I actually really enjoyed those. Some of those are some of my favorite videos. The unfortunate thing is I didn't have my good recording equipment at the time, so like this microphone that actually sounds good, and there's a lot of static and stuff. I was using a crappy old headset at the time. So now I can do a better version of that, and I can, there's tons and tons of games to try, and I'm looking forward to that. And I'm hoping, as I say, to get my friends more involved too. And the bigger this is, and I'm telling them about how this is doing too, that I think encourages them to be involved. At some point, I might actually pay them a little bit. We have a really good dynamic as a group. We've been literally playing games together for like almost a couple decades now, and like that's a long time. We've been playing games together for a long time, so we all know each other pretty well, and we trash talk a little bit, and we joke with each other and all that. You can see that in the videos. I think we can amp that all up a bit. I think we can do a little better as a group as well, and I can get them involved more as I find time myself, and as I can find ways to encourage them to be involved, which means, I've already like thrown a few cheap games their way. I did buy PUBG for a couple of them, just, to get them into that. But yeah, I can start getting more new games. I'm sure they're always playing new games without me, because they play games just as much as I do. They love games just as much as I do, and that's why it's so awesome. As a group, we're able to do that. So they're always playing new games anyway. If I can like kind of direct that and channel that a little bit and get them involved a little more, that'll be really cool. And if I need to do it, and just because they deserve it too, because they have been a part of this almost from the beginning as well. Well, actually from the beginning. My oldest videos are those old Quake videos that didn't even have any commentary at all. There was commentary happening, believe me. It was some of the funniest stuff you would have ever heard. It's too bad I didn't have the stuff to record that at that time, because that stuff was hilarious. But we were playing anyway, and I was just recording because we were playing anyway, and I didn't get the voice part of it, unfortunately, my oldest videos. But yeah, literally, they've been with me from the beginning, and so I want to get them more involved, if as long as they're willing to be more involved. And yeah, so they deserve to get a little bit of the money too, at some point. I haven't paid them yet. As I say, I've just thrown a few games their way occasionally, like not much at all at this point. So yeah, and to get them some new equipment, I've mentioned that before too. George could use a new microphone, I think. So that's something I've been thinking about, and yeah, just to make sure that, as a group, not just me, but all of us have like the audio quality and stuff. Actually, it's really funny. I told you the story, I think, of getting the acoustic foam. I literally got like a huge amount of acoustic foam really cheap, like $100. I have enough that I've put it all over this room, but I also had like a huge amount that I put in my basement. And so for the LAN party, like I literally had these huge panels of acoustic foam that I put on the walls and the ceiling, which probably helped with the audio for the LAN party a bit, but you can still hear some issues there. There are issues. I think George's microphone has been having some trouble for some time. Some of the others' microphones are not wonderful. And also Luke, you'll hear that, especially in some of the fast-paced games like Quake and Doom. When he exclaims loudly, he's a loud guy, he has a loud voice. He was sitting right opposite Sergey. They were literally face-to-face across a desk. And so every time he would yell too loud, you can hear it through his microphone and Sergey's microphone. So if you were wondering, that's where that sound, why his voice sounds, that way, sometimes when he's a little bit louder. And so, yeah, finding ways to deal with things like that too. Because for now, like, they don't have a studio setup. I could call my office here kind of a studio setup at this point. It's not, there's a long ways I can go with this too. You may have heard the occasional slamming door during the LAN party. Of course, Luca was still alive, and you can literally hear in my latest Doom video, you can hear her barking. And to hear that now for me was kind of emotional, because she passed over the holidays, the Christmas holidays. But you can hear stuff like that in the background. So there's a lot to be done, to deal with issues like that. It's remarkably expensive to do this well. You can get started fairly cheap, as I did, and as I really have even up to now. I've invested maybe $1,000 in it at this point. Most of that is my microphone and my mixer and my acoustic foam and stuff, but you can invest tens of thousands. The big YouTube stars, I can only imagine how much they've spent to have a big well done studio and everything. Like for now, even for this video, there's lighting and stuff, and you can see like there's some shadow on one side of my face, and there's different colors lighting one side and the other. I'm literally using, like, I've got two lamps on this side, and then I have like a little desk lamp that's like below me to try to bring some light up, and then I have my blinds opened on my window, and then I have the light on the ceiling. Like, that's how I'm doing lighting right now. It's just whatever I have around the house, basically. And it's just funny, the experience of doing all of this and finding ways to do it on like a shoestring budget, and then thinking about what would ultimately be involved to do it properly, and then thinking of doing that like with my friends as a group, because I've long talked about wanting to bring them in more on all of this. Like, if I was going to do that for all of them, you can imagine it's going to get pretty nuts. So yeah, none of that's going to happen anytime soon, but you can see where like the long-term stuff starts to go, right? And obviously, like, big YouTubers with 1 million subscribers or whatever, they can certainly afford to do that. But I'm just getting to the point where I can begin to think about it and begin to like start with the basic stuff, to improve the experience for all of you, and that's what it's all about. So yeah, I mean, I've learned a lot about a lot of that stuff. There's always more to learn. There's always more that can be done, and I just want to give you a little bit of insight into all of that. Just, I still haven't replaced. See, still got my old chair. Still got my old chair. It's going strong. Doesn't look good, but it's fine. I'm not worried about it. But just, you'll know that I'm starting to do well when I get a new chair. That's about it. Yeah, because the chair works fine, but it's ugly as anything at this point, because the surface is literally peeling off. But yeah, I mean, it's all of this is kind of funny, and it's amazing, and it's funny, and it's a journey, and it's going to be a journey for years to come, and I'm looking forward to it every step of the way. And I just like to share, some of it with you guys, with all of you, just to give you some insight into what's involved, give you some insight into, how this business works, because I guess it's becoming kind of a business for me now, and I never looked at it as a business, and I'm not going to look at it as a business. To me, it's not. The goal is not. The goal is not to make all kinds of money. That would certainly be nice. My family, we're renting. We could use a house. My wife really wants to buy a house. She's been working really long hours just to save a little bit of money and just to offset all of the expenses we've had. We haven't really saved anything, honestly. She's just trying to offset all the expenses and start to save. And like, the property prices are so high. And so, yeah, money would be nice, but and as I say, we're just starting to get some coming in, but it's not about the money. It's about the journey, and it's about making good videos, and it's about enjoying all of this, and enjoying this journey. And this journey is amazing, and I am going to share it with you as much as I can every step of the way. And I don't know, that's another thing you can all let me know about. Like, what do you want to know about what it's like to do this and to be a YouTuber and all that stuff? I guess maybe I should do one of those like Q&As. Speaking of which, speaking of things I want to know about, I don't have a lot of ideas for how I'm going to celebrate 10,000, because you know what? That's not far away now. We just hit 8,000. We're at 8,000 subscribers, and 10,000, that's going to deserve a celebration, isn't it? So, I mean, I've been thinking about that for a while. What am I going to do when I hit 10,000? And speaking of sharing it with you, hey, guys, girls, what am I going to do when I hit 10,000? How do you think I should celebrate? Should I do one of those ask me anything or ask questions and I'll answer them? Should I, is there something you want to see me do? Something that would be fun or funny for you? Keep in mind, I have colitis, by the way. It's a health problem. So I can't do the milk challenge. The lactose or anything involving sugar is not good for me. But anyway, I'm open to ideas for for how I should celebrate 10,000 subscribers. I don't have a portable camera. This is a webcam I'm using for this, which I went out and bought with money that came in from the channel. Speaking of things I invested in. So yeah, I mean, let me know what you want to see when I hit 10,000 or beyond. What do you want to know? What do you want to see? I'm always open for feedback and ideas. So put them in the comments or whatever. You know, you can, by the way, if you guys want to check my Twitter, like I post all my videos on Twitter, but it's also a good place to chat and have discussions and ask me questions and stuff. Comments on YouTube work too. So, you know, however you want to get a hold of me. I've got a Facebook page. I don't use it a lot. Again, I post my videos on Facebook as well. I've got like 12 likes on Facebook, whereas I have like 2,700 some odd followers on Twitter. They're not mostly you guys. They're mostly like in the early days trying to get some attention. I was doing the follow back thing, which is why honestly, you know, again, I'm full disclosure, that's how I got most of my Twitter followers. But and honestly, that's how I first got noticed too. Twitter's good for that, by the way. Any of you trying to do this yourselves, get on Twitter and learn how to use it properly. It's a little bit harder now. They've locked it down a little bit more, but Twitter is good for getting noticed initially. You have to have good content, and I don't know, this is my sudden YouTube tips section. If you want to have a YouTube channel, okay, here's my tips. If you want to have a YouTube channel, first of all, you need to make good content. You need to make videos that people are going to want to watch. And everybody starts a YouTube channel and they just start playing games and they think, I'm just going to post gameplay videos because that's what the big guys do, and so that'll work for me. But it won't. Mostly it won't, unless you're like really hilarious or you have like something special. You're not going to get noticed that way because there are already lots and lots of channels doing that. You need to find a way to make yourself unique, help yourself get noticed. And also the biggest tip I can give for aspiring YouTube channels, YouTube creators, look at YouTube not as a place where people just go and watch videos randomly. Look at it as a search engine. YouTube is actually the second largest search engine in the world after Google itself. So learn about search engines, learn about SEO, it's called, search engine optimization, SEO. You need to have the keywords, you need to cover topics that people are looking for. And hey, take a look at my channel. How do you think I got here? You know, I started and I stumbled right into it. I stumbled into it. It wasn't like brilliant strategy or anything. First of all, I was posting on Twitter and I had to learn a lot about Twitter, how to use Twitter effectively. And that just really got a few people coming to my channel, like a small trickle. That was not like, it's not going to give you a huge explosion of views, but it will get you some people noticing you. The occasional person is going to find you that way. The bigger thing though is, you know, I stumbled into making guides for games. I had played over 1,600 hours of Left 4 Dead 2, and I'm like, hey, I've learned a lot about this game. Maybe I should share that knowledge. And so I made my first guide. My first guide was a Left 4 Dead 2 guide. And it got some attention. And I was like, huh. And so I learned from that. It's continual learning. Continual learning and continual improvement. Find ways to get better. Find ways to do things better. Find ways to present yourself better. So yeah, if you all want to do this, that's how you do it. And yeah, for me it was Terraria, but for you it can be anything. It can be literally anything. It can be guides for other games. It can be, you know, that's why like makeup tips channels are popular, because people are searching for makeup tips. So those people are serving that need. Like, think about it that way. Think about people coming to YouTube and searching for something. So be one of the things that they're searching for. That's how you do it. And that's how I stumbled into it. I made a guide. It was popular. I'm like, huh, maybe I should make some more guides. So I started doing it. And you can go look at my oldest Terraria videos. I was not good at the game. I learned about it as I did it, and you can too. I don't mind sharing this kind of stuff with all of you. That's how I got here. And obviously you have to have a passion for it. I don't think you should do it if you're just in it for the money, because you're gonna burn out, because it's a lot of work. There are easier ways to make money. There really are. Learn about the financial world and investing or whatever, or get ahead of the curve on something like Bitcoin. Don't get into Bitcoin now, but I'm just saying, see the things that are out there. If you just want to make money, there are much easier ways. But if you're willing to put in years of effort to do something that you love, then you can take this path. It's taken me 3 years to get here. I am not making a living on it, but I am passionate about it. I love games. And I have loved games since I was a small child, like around 6 years old. I started playing video games. I'm 38 now. I still love video games. That's why I'm here. And you need to be passionate about it. You need to want to do it. And especially doing things like guides. Guides are a lot harder to do than gameplay videos. And that's the other reason that people don't do that. Because it's a lot of work, and you have to be willing to put that work in for years. It's taken me 3 years, and just now I can start to say that, you know what, maybe I'm successful. Maybe I'm becoming successful. I'm not going to make a living at this for probably another year. And that's, I started a few years ago. It's getting harder and harder because so many people want to do it. Honestly, a lot of the big channels are the people who happened to be doing this because they wanted to do it. When YouTube started paying people to do it, these were people who were doing it anyway because they loved it. And a lot of them didn't have to do anything special because they were the first ones doing it. And that's why, a lot of the big channels, they just post, gameplay videos. They're just having fun. They're just doing what they want to do, because for the most part, that's all they had to do, and that's all they have to do now because they're big enough. It doesn't matter. People know them well enough. They've got name recognition. And obviously, the ones who were doing it well and the ones who have an appealing personality in one way or another, those are the ones that got big. There are lots of other people that didn't get big, never did. So, there are reasons for things, but if you want to get discovered at this point, you need to be willing to put in a heck of a lot of work, and you need to find a way that you are going to get noticed, whether it's by, again, fulfilling a need that people have or a want that people have when they come to YouTube to search for something, whatever it may be. That's why prank videos are so popular, and that's why, all these other things. It's things that people are looking for. And yeah, that's just a huge tangent, and this video is getting really long, but I like talking about things. Obviously, I can go on forever and ever and ever. But I'm here to say thank you to all of you. And I'm just sharing some of my experiences and some of my thoughts on the way, because I like to think and I like to talk about my thoughts, and I like to have discussions with all of you about things. You just give me some fuel, something to talk about, and I can talk and talk. So anything that you want to know about, anything you want to see, anything you want to see happen with the channel or otherwise, let me know. And let's chat, let's talk. I don't have a ton of time, but I will do my best. I always do my best, and I'm going to have more and more time for all of you. The only downside to that is that there are more and more of you, so that makes it difficult too. To talk to each and every one of you would take my lifetime, but yeah, feedback is good, and hearing from all of you is good. And obviously, it's the most dedicated fans, subscribers, supporters, who are probably the ones who are going to talk to me anyway. So I have time to talk to you guys, and I will do my best to find time whenever I can. And again, I just want to say thank you. At the end of the day, that's what I'm here for. to say thank you. That's what this video is about, and I just want to express my appreciation, and I want to let you know that I am always thinking about this channel, and I'm always thinking about what I can do for all of you. And even if I haven't done most of it yet, I have a lot of plans, and I want to hear from you what you think I should plan as well. So let me know. Thank you for watching. Thank you for every like. Thank you for every view. Thank you for every one of you who has subscribed. And we're looking forward to bigger and better things. And I'll do my best to try to share that with you as we go through this journey. And I'm looking forward to this journey. This journey's been amazing already, and it's getting better by the day. So thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be on this journey. Thank you for being on this journey with me, and thank you. And I guess that's enough rambling for now. This is almost as long as my 5,000 subscriber video now. But yeah, I mean, I guess I've just been, the last couple I did a little quicker. I was in more of a rush, and as I say, I'm getting to the point where I'm finishing my business thing, and I'm starting to think more and more about what I'm going to do here and now for YouTube. And so yeah, I've been thinking a lot about it, and I wanted to talk a bit about it as well. And so yeah, I guess that's enough for today, and I will see you at 9,000, and that looks like it won't be long. And you know what, 10,000 is really close. Again, let me know what you want to see. You know, what kind of ways I should celebrate 10,000, and what kind of things you want to see on the channel, what kind of celebrations you want to see beyond that. And I guess that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.